So what is something that you've been putting off? Something that you've forgotten about, something that you said, when I have more time or when I have more money, that's when I'll get to it. That thing that your heart's really long to do, but you just haven't had the energy maybe to do it. Maybe you've forgotten about it with all the things going on. Well, now is the time to start putting it on your list, to put it on your say yes list. You might have heard of a bucket list, but we call it a say yes list. And we want to help you turn that say yes list item into reality. In fact, we want you to start having lots of say yes list items. So if you don't have a say yes list yet, now is the perfect time to get it. We have a free PDF that you can download just for this. And it actually gives you a list of all the ways on how to create success with this download. And it also gives you a page of where you can write all your say yes list items. And then it also gives you a page on where to start with the say yes list item. Because if you're like most people, you may have that list started, but then it stops for whatever reason. So it walks you through how to actually turn those say yes list items into reality. So if that sounds like something you want, turning your dreams into reality and start living that life you love, now is a perfect time to go and download the free template at thesayyesexperience.com/list. thesayyesexperience.com/LIS as in Sam, T as in Tom. thesayyesexperience.com/list, LIST. So download your free copy today. Welcome to the Say Yes Experience podcast, where we inspire you to get out of your comfort zone and into possibilities. Our mission at the Say Yes Experience is to empower 10 million people to say yes. If you're new here, welcome. We're thrilled you're here. I'm Jessica Rector. I co-founded the Say Yes Experience with my then 9-year-old son Blaze, based off his idea to let's just say yes to things. I'm one of the top experts on burnout, and companies and conferences hire me to present on mental health, wellness, and burnout prevention. As the #1 best-selling author of 11 books, keynote speaker, and a burnout specialist, I've seen so much with our clients. The Say Yes Experience was started to help you really start living, to do the things that light you up, have more fun, and turn your dreams, or what we call say yes list items, into reality. So thank you for investing in yourself and being here. Now let's make it happen. How did you meet your partner? Maybe like myself, you're single and still looking for that person. You might meet that person in an unlikely place, like our guest today, or maybe you need a little help in meeting your future partner, and our guest can help you with that too. And please help me welcome Shana Tibi. Woo! Thanks for joining us, Shana.
Thanks, Jessica.
So you have a very interesting say yes story or say yes journey. So share a little bit of that with us so we can really start to unpack it and how it's going to help others.
Absolutely. So my say yes journey started when I was a social worker in Northern California, and I was doing a home visit for a family, and I accidentally locked my keys in my car. So back in those days, people didn't hop on Google Maps because it didn't exist. So I ended up calling 411 directory assistance, and I said, any locksmith in Oakland, literally the words out of my mouth. And what happened was they connected me with any locksmith in Oakland, and, van pulls up, guy gets out of the car, starts opening the door. And the mother of the family that I am working with, this family, she was standing outside with me, and she kept looking at us both, kind of up, sizing us up, and I don't know, making some connection in her mind. And she asked him where he's from. She's like, where are you from? He said, well, I'm from Israel. And she knew a little bit about my cultural background. And she said, wow, that girl's Jewish. You should go on a date. And so, long story short, that's my husband today. That's how we met. We met because I called for a locksmith, and it was like a very random situation, and it turned out to be the best mistake I ever made, I guess.
So, yeah, no kidding. So when she said, y'all should go on a date. What did you think? What did he think?
I mean, it was definitely a little awkward and unexpected because I was there in a professional manner, you
Right.
know. So once she walked away, we ended up chatting a little bit. And anyway, I had called for a locksmith. He had my number. He had all my, contact information. And he said, "You know what? Like let's go on a date for real." And I thought about it and I had nothing to lose. I was like, "Why not? Let's do it." So 2 days later, we were on a lunch date.
Wow, that is amazing. Like, say yes in the moment. Oh my gosh. And then it changed the trajectory of your life because you end up marrying the person. I mean, what are the chances that is the best mistake that you could ever make? Thank you for locking the keys in the car.
Exactly. I like to joke that if I knew that I could have, found a boyfriend by locking my keys in my car and getting like a cute locksmith, I would have done it sooner.
Right? Maybe I should try that. Maybe I should
Yeah.
try that technique, right?
Hot tip.
Locking the keys in the car. And so, how did that really, besides meeting your amazing husband and being married, how did that change really trajectory of your career and what you now do? How'd that kind of lead you on that path?
Absolutely. That was a really pivotal moment for so many reasons. So after we were dating for a few months and one thing led to another, and about 20% of the social workers from that county were laid off, and I was one of those social workers. So he said to me, we had been dating for about 6 months, okay? And he
Yep.
said to me, "Okay, so I'll take you to my hometown. We'll meet my whole family." I said, sure, let's do that. So
Now, where's
what
his
happened?
hometown?
He's from a teeny weeny little like rural town in northern Israel. Yeah,
So you're
teeny
in
weeny.
California and you say yes to going to northern Israel.
Exactly. So we ended up going there. I spent about 3 weeks there. I was a little nervous, and not to go there. I was nervous to meet his whole family. Like
Right.
first date for 3 weeks, meeting someone's family. I always tell people to just go on a 1 hour first date. So anyway, I we did it, and we had agreed that at the end of that time period, we were either going to break up or be engaged. I mean, truly, that's what we decided ahead of time. So obviously we came back engaged, and it changed the trajectory of my career as well, because once we came back to Oakland, we knew that we were going to then pick up and move to his hometown. So I said yes to a lot of stuff.
You said
I
yes
said,
to a
yeah.
lot of stuff.
I said yes to a lot of stuff. I said yes in the moment. Like a couple nights before we were heading back to California, we had a serious discussion, like a negotiation type of
Oh, and
discussion.
what did that entail? Tell us what that was about.
The negotiation was like this. He told me that he wanted to return to his, hometown. Would I be interested in doing that? If we were to get married, would I go to his hometown to live?
So I was gonna say, so he wanted you to basically uproot from California to move to Israel, this small little town to live, like California big, small
Yeah,
little town in Israel. Okay.
exactly. And I told him I would be open to it, but my deal breaker was that I wasn't going to marry someone who smoked cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
So we made a negotiation right then and there. I said, "I'll move, but you have to quit smoking." And he said, "Okay." And I said, "Okay." And right then and there, he like very dramatically like crushed up his cigarettes. And we both kept our promises. We went back to California 1 year later. We packed up and left.
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
fascinating. So he just really stopped smoking right then and right there. That's
Absolutely.
determination.
Absolutely. It was tough. The first few days for him, he was not fun to hang out with. But yes, he has kept his word. He stopped smoking that night and has not had one since.
But that's so interesting to me because I hear that it's so hard to quit smoking. And he did it. He did it. Like, that's determination. That means he wanted to be with you, right?
Yay!
Nothing's stopping him
Absolutely.
on that. Nothing's.
You
So
know,
you said yes a lot of different times.
you're right. I did.
What compelled you each time? Because even like when you're thinking about the date, let's go back, when you're thinking about the date, this is a complete stranger. Granted, how many years ago was this?
That was in 2008.
Okay, so about 15 or so years ago, right?
Yeah.
So things were a little different back then, but you still said yes to a complete stranger even after, chatting with them for a little bit. Keeping yourself open to saying yes to a date with a stranger, right? You didn't know hardly anything about him. What compelled you in that moment to say yes, as opposed to, going on an online dating site, chatting with them for a few weeks, or on the phone a few times, or being referred by a friend, any of those different other methods of dating someone and meeting someone? What compelled you in that moment to say, yes, I have nothing to lose? Because it would be easy sometimes just to say no and come up with all these different excuses. It's not the right time. I'm not really looking. I don't really know, all those things.
You're right. What compelled me to say yes in the moment? First of all of those methods are great methods and probably the better method. but what, but what happened to me was, yeah, I said yes because number one, you're right. I had nothing to lose. And there was some shared culture that made me feel a
Mm,
little comfortable, to go ahead and say yes. And
mm,
anyway, I was going to meet him in the daytime for lunch.
right.
I was definitely safeguarding myself in those ways. But yeah, I really had
Excellent.
nothing to lose. I was single and hey, let's give it a date. One date. One date doesn't mean marriage.
Right. And then when he said, okay, come over to Israel. I want you to meet my family. Maybe you think, okay, that's the next step. And then you're doing this negotiation. What went through your mind when you're like moving to Israel? Because that's a huge step, right? You're literally leaving not just the community in the state that you're leaving your whole country. So that's a big yes moment. What made you say, okay, I'll say yes to this if you stop smoking?
Okay, perfect question. That's going to lead into my current career, but
Yeah.
absolutely perfect question. So, what it was that I realized that we had so many core values in common.
Mm,
And I saw that he was going to be a great husband. He was going to eventually be a great dad, God willing, things like that. So I saw a bigger picture
mm,
and I had nothing really that was holding me back. Yes, I love my family, here, in the US.
mhm.
But at that point, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a
Right.
husband. Like, there was nothing really holding me back. So I just said yes along the way.
I love it. And so how did that lead you to what you do now and to help other people say yes in their personal lives? Because, as someone who's single, I love learning on how I can say more yeses, even though like I do this all the time. Like I think we can all use those tools to look for those opportunities on how to say yes. And especially in my personal life, that is one thing that I have just not figured out. So I'm also really wanting to learn from you and to help those other people who are single in their lives on little things that they can do or opportunities that they can look for to say yes to get what they want in their personal life.
Absolutely. So I'm a professional matchmaker. And what happened was once we went overseas, I no longer was working properly in my profession as a social worker. And we did get married, we did have 3 children. And after a while, we ended up, we did come back to the US. So we actually do live in both countries. We did come back to the US for, 7 years or so. All the while, I was helping him advance his businesses. And I realized I love connecting people. I love connecting people. I love making the right introduction, whether it was for business, friendship, hairdresser, whatever. I love connecting people. And then, after working with him for quite a while, raising kids, being in a relationship, I realized one of those things just cannot continue. So I decided that I would stop working with him. And I put my thinking cap on. I'm like, what do I love? What am I good at? At that point, I was about to be 40. I was like, what do I love? What am I good at? What can I do that's useful to me and bring value to the world and make me happy? Everything everybody wants to do. And I realized I love connecting people so much that I wanted to go into matchmaking. And I realized that there's like a certification course, like an international global body of matchmakers. So yes. So I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, fascinating. So how do you find clients? How do you connect clients together? And really, if people haven't ever thought of maybe looking into a matchmaking service, what do they need to look into? Because I think in today's world, so many people are like, okay, I'm just going to get on an app, or I'm just going to wait for him. Do you want to start saying yes, but you just don't know where to start? And oftentimes when we don't know where to start, we just don't start. So we created an ebook just for you. We put together 101 ways to say yes. In this ebook, ideas big and small, things that only take a small amount of time, like 1 to 2 minutes. Whether you're saying yes to yourself, in your family, relationships, or pushing yourself lovingly outside of your comfort zone with adventures, it's all made to really help you become more of your rock star self. So you can get this ebook at thesayyesexperience.com/book, BOOK. So if you want to start saying yes, or maybe you need some ideas on how to say yes because you get so caught up in being busy and doing tasks and projects or doing laundry and cooking that the time flies by and you want to spend time with your family, but you just don't know how to say yes. Those ideas just don't come to you. We put it together to make it super, super easy for you. So go to thesayyesexperience.com/book to get your copy today and start saying yes now. Are you feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or burned out? We get it. You're not alone. In fact, according to our research, 79% of the workforce is in burnout and almost half are in extreme burnout. In fact, it's the number one reason why people are leaving organizations. They're burned out. They're looking for something more. They're looking for something better. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have your solution. It's called Blaze Your Brain to Extinguish Burnout. 52 keys to prevent, break through, and eliminate burnout. You can find your copy at jessicarector.com/store. Now, this is a great tool that you can use with yourself, with your colleagues, within your organization. Everyone can get one, and you can go through one a week with them. And at the end, you can say, what was something that worked this week? What was a success you had? So you can champion and encourage each other. You can also ask what were the challenges and issues that came up, so you can mastermind and brainstorm around those to keep those from coming up in the future. So make sure you get your copy at jessicarector.com/store. All books are autographed with a personal message just for you. To come knocking at my door and, because they're too busy living life, taking care of kids, all these things that they're just going to sit around. So really, what is compelling about a matchmaking service, and how can people start saying yes because that's an opportunity that maybe they've never even thought about, right?
You're so right. You're so right. So, what can happen is, well, like this, I have a network of other professional matchmakers. So, what you're talking about is so amazing for matchmaking because sometimes people, they might want to stay private. They might have tried all the apps. They might have, maybe they've been
Mhm.
bothering their friends for so long to introduce them, but like their friends want to be their friends, but they might not have that on their radar all the time to introduce them.
Yeah,
So,
and let me tell you, Shana, that is so true. I asked my friends and they're like, I don't know anyone. And I'm like, how does none of my friends know anybody? Like, you got to know some great single men. How is that possible? But you're right. They don't have it on the forefront of their mind like I would like them to, right? Yes.
come on, Jessica's friends. She's awesome.
I know. Friends. Doesn't work like that. Yes,
No,
unfortunately.
I
I've
hear
been
you. I hear
asking
you.
for many, many years.
So yeah, I mean, it's being plugged into a different network. You know, a lot of the people that are involved with matchmaking, maybe they're not online. Maybe they
Mm.
are the busy professionals who want to outsource that part of their life to a professional. Some people, maybe they're looking for love the second time around. Maybe they need that help to be in a specific network of other people that like bring the same to the table that they do.
Yes.
And
And let's be honest, like, especially in the online dating world, I've been on that off and on for so many years. I can't even tell you. There are just some people that, and maybe I'm not doing it correct. So I'm not saying that some people are out there. It may be me too, that we just don't know what to do to be successful in online dating. We think we know what to do, right? Which is why we keep doing it. We put the bio up or the profile up. We put the pictures that show different sides of our personality, things like this. But sometimes there are just people out there that just don't know what to do. Or you have the people out there, which I'm sure you've heard, that have like, they're holding a dead animal or they're shirtless and all this stuff. And there's people like me who aren't looking for that type of person, right? So a matchmaker, I'm assuming, and you can correct me, right, that you're going to find out about me and match me up with someone that I'm looking for and vice versa. So sometimes we don't even know where to go to look, meaning we don't know those best places to go. And we keep doing the same thing over and over, which is like online dating. And then it's like, this has not been successful. We need something new and different. Help us out. Help us out, Shana. Help
absolutely.
us out.
I'd love to. You know, what I tell people, whether they're going to hire a matchmaker or do it on their own, here's some things that I 100% recommend. First of all, always
Yes.
have a good photo of yourself. Like you have gorgeous photos, you're photogenic. Like you look great in photos.
Oh,
But like,
thank you.
not everybody thinks about that. They're like, "Oh, but I took a selfie." No, 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 no. You're marketing yourself. Like get a good photo, you know? That's
So
number
what's
one.
a good photo, Shana? What does
Yeah.
that mean? What does that consist of?
I mean, first of all, I recommend going to a photographer. And if you can't do that, then at least have somebody, take a photo of you not wearing sunglasses, with good lighting, wearing something that you feel confident and stylish in, like you're marketing yourself. And so
Mm-hmm.
pictures are a huge part of that. So it's number one, whether you hire a matchmaker or whether you're doing it on your own, get a good photo of yourself and
So
a
a good
headshot.
photo meaning like how are they positioning themselves? Is it a close up? Is it a medium shot? Is it a full body shot? Is it a variety? Because I think the more specific we are, the more it's going to help people, because there's going to be people out there that say, but this is a good photo. And we look at it and we're like, you got sunglasses on, a hat on, or you're in a group of 20 people. I have no idea who you are in that picture.
Damn.
So what does a good photo mean in terms of dating?
Absolutely. A good photo is number one, yes, a headshot. A headshot where you can clearly see your eyes, your smile, like smile with your eyes, look warm and friendly, that's one. Another one, yeah, full body. I mean, I like to tell people like a full length because for some reason full body sounds different than full length.
Yeah, I like full length better. I agree. Yes.
Okay. And A third shot can be doing something that you enjoy doing, whether you're in your hiking gear, whether you're, going to yoga. So something that shows your personality, those 3 pictures.
Okay, I like that. Showing different, yeah, I like different sides of your personality as well. One of my core values is fun, so mine's probably jumping up in the air or, doing something active, or it looks like that you're having fun and that you're smiling or laughing or something enjoyable. Okay, so that is fantastic. So if they're putting up a bio or if they're filling out something for Matchmaker or a profile, what needs to be included, what doesn't need to be included, what do you say leave out altogether, and what is like you must have this and that?
Yeah, you definitely want a short bio about yourself, maybe like a little bit about your background, a little bit about what you're doing currently, things like that, just like a short bio. A lot of the times, depending on whether there's a platform or whether you're doing it freestyle, it'll prompt you somewhat, about your height, your maybe eye color, things like that. If you speak different languages, if your core values, whatever your core values are, I would put that in there. If you know that you are somebody who's of a certain faith and that's important to you, like put that in,
Yes.
if that's important to you, whatever's important to you, because you want somebody to be attracted to you the same that you're attracted to them. So you want to put out the same kind of information that you want to attract the same person that you're looking for.
But do you want to get so specific, like, here are all my deal breakers here, like list it? Do you want more like a friendly paragraph form? Because, I'm just thinking people may get really rigid and then it eliminates maybe some really quality, great people that still have those same values. But I think also as we get older and we're dating, we get very stuck in our way of life and our way of thinking and our way of doing. And by doing that, we also might be eliminating some really great quality people.
You hit the nail on the head with that. You're so right. So what I what I like to do is I like to make a 1-page. Enough information that you can get a gist of who the person is, but not so specific that you're gonna cut out half the people. So a 1-page, and on a 1-page, I have like a bio section with some of the basics. Here's how tall I am. Here's where I live. Right. Here's what I do for a living, like some of the basics. And then I have the about me, where it's a little bit more about your background, your lifestyle. What do you like to do for fun? Things like that. Add a few core values. And then I like to have a section on, my ideal match is like this. And it's and then people can be like, it gives somebody a good opportunity to see, is there space for me in that person's life? Is this somebody that I would want to be with? Is this somebody that would want to be with me? So, but just a 1-page. Don't write a book about that.
I love that. It gives them space to see if there's space for me in their life. Do I want to be a part of that world? Do I want that person to be a part of my world? Oh, I love that. That's so powerful to think about, like, and kind of painting this picture. And we know, like, whatever picture that we're painting is only like a really small fraction of that person, right? We're giving them the beautiful, amazing, hey, look at me part. And then whenever you get to know them, you uncover all the other facets of people as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you can cast a wider net and then sift through, you don't need to start with such a small fraction, but be kind of specific, but not so specific that it's rigid.
Right. You want to be a little specific to weed out people that are it's just not going to work, right? Totally. Just not going to work. So how do you match people up if people are not have never thought about going with a matchmaker? What's your process, or what's a matchmaker's process to match people up to make sure that it's going to be a good fit? I mean, because that's ideally what everybody wants, right? The people going on it, the matchmaker, everybody wants it to be a good fit. And not that it's like it's going to be perfect every time, obviously, but what's kind of the process so we can let people know in case they've never thought about a matchmaker. This is a good opportunity for them to think about maybe a matchmaker is the place to go and the person to go to for help as well.
Well, you said the key word process. I like to let people know up front, hey, as much as I'd like to say I'm Amazon Prime and I'm delivering your perfect package the next day, like that's not realistic.
Wouldn't be nice. 2-day shipping. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yep. I'm the 2-day shipping matchmaker. That'd be amazing. So as long as people can understand and accept that it's a process, and there'll be some hits, some misses, and that's part of what I do is I get to know my client very well. I get to understand what are their deal breakers, what are their non-starters, what are their must-haves, geographically, where are they happy? Do they have kids? Are they looking to have more? All of that.
Right.
And then what I do is I use all of my networks, both professional, personal, headhunting. Like I use all of my resources and networks to find the right prospects for that person. So I'm doing all of the upfront dating that is annoying to people, and I'm offering them at least pretty on target prospects. And then we talk about it, and there's always some guidelines and some try this, try that. And then after the date, I always have feedback and to see, hey, did I hit the nail on the head? Did I miss the mark? Where are we going with this?
Yeah,
in the
so
process?
you can kind of navigate the rest of the process. Really quickly, share with us who should be thinking about possibly working with and partnering with a matchmaker.
Definitely somebody who is marriage minded or exclusive relationship minded. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with like Tinder if you're happy there. If you're happy there, stay there, But if you're not, and you're looking for something else, and you're looking for other people that are also marriage minded and want that exclusive committed relationship, then matchmaking is a really good place to start. I'll give you 2 reasons why. One, you can hire a matchmaker if that's what you want to do, and that matchmaker will look especially for you. On the other side, if you're not ready to hire a matchmaker but you want to be on a matchmaker's radar, this is like a top tip. Join matchmaker database. They're generally free to join. You join a matchmaker's database, you're a resource member, and then with the network of international matchmakers, we leverage our matches based on our collaborations with each other.
I love it. Sign me up, Shana.
Let's do it.
Yes, we appreciate you being here and sharing all those fabulous tips and more of your Say Yes journey, which led you to here. So I am hopeful that the single people out there listening, you are going to sign up for a matchmaker or find the dating place that is right for you to get matched with someone if that is what you're looking for. And you can always start by saying yes to a database with a matchmaker just to get on the radar, because as Shana says, what do you got to lose? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Are you ready to move to your next level of rockstar greatness? CFO, Chief Fun Officer, #1 best-selling author, and keynote speaker Blaze Rector is ready to help you do that. At just 10 years old, he's already written 2 #1 best-selling books. Through the power of storytelling, he uses lessons learned and shares strategies, tips, tactics, and tools to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live a more amazing life. So if you're ready to do that in your own life, grab a copy of his #1 best-selling books at jessicarector.com/store. And when you order your copies, he will personally autograph them and write you a message on those books before shipping them out to you to really inspire and empower you in your life. These books are great for adults and kids alike. So if you're ready to move to your next level of rockstar greatness, make sure you grab your copy at jessicarector.com/store. Enjoy those amazing, empowering, transformational books. Did you know that the 2 biggest issues impacting the workforce are mental health and burnout? Well, we have your solution. The more that you feel burned out, the more it impacts your mental health. The more your mental health is impacted, the more it leads to burnout. So it's a vicious cycle that goes around and around, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can help them both if you're intentional and strategic with it. We have lots of resources for you at justcorrector.com/store. One that I want to highlight that really enhances your mental health is Tame Your Brain Game, 52 tips to turn negative thoughts into positive action. Now, research shows that 80% of your thoughts are negative. No matter how positive you feel, it's the pattern and the habit that you've developed over the course of years, over the course of decades. And that can often impact your life, how you show up, how you lead, how you communicate, how you engage, whether at work or at home. And then it also impacts a work environment. All you need is one NN or TT, negative Nancy or toxic Tim, to really impact that work environment. So if you are ready to enhance your mental health, get your copy of Tame Your Brain Game, 52 tips to turn negative thoughts into positive action today at justcorrector.com/store. All books are autographed with a personal message just for you. Thank you so much for being here. Check us out at thesayyesexperience.com. Our mission at the Say Yes Experience is to empower 10 million people to say yes. With your help in sharing our podcast, we can do that. Follow us on all social media at the Say Yes Experience and join our free community at facebook.com/groups/the Say Yes Experience. Thank you again to our guest. You can find all the contact information for our guest in the show notes. Thank you to our CFO, Chief Fun Officer, Blaze Rector, our business advisor, Lisa Bahurick, and to our team at Jessica Rector Enterprises. We look forward to connecting with you on the next episode. Have an amazing day and keep being a rock star.